Hi everybody! Today I'm making a video for you on heat. Okay, this is just an introduction to heat, so we're not going to go too deep into these concepts. We're just going to go over them briefly and we'll explore them a little bit more deeply in a few weeks when we do some activities around those concepts. So remember in term 2 when we talked about how atoms and molecules, which were groupings of atoms, behave differently in a solid, liquid and gas state? Remember, if we go back to our marble demonstration of molecules that were in a solid state, locked in their structure and only moving very, very slightly. When they warmed and went to a liquid state, those molecules were able to flow freely around each other. So when we heated them further and they went into their gas state, they started to move very fast and fly about all over the place. Okay, so you remember that, I'm pretty sure you do. When molecules get more energy in them, they move faster than they did before. Okay, we call that heat. Things are hot if their molecules are moving really fast, and they're cold if they are moving slowly. You could say that temperature is a way of measuring how fast molecules are moving. Okay, heat isn't a thing, it's a process. Okay, it's a process of energy moving from one thing to another. For example, here is my hot coffee. When I hold it in my hand, the heat flows from the cup to my hands. The hot thing warms up the cooler thing. And since the coffee is hotter than my hands, which should be around about 36 degrees right now, and that's the average body temperature, the molecules in my hand will start to move faster as the heat energy flows from the cup to my hands. Eventually the coffee will cool down as my hand warms up, and until they average out and they've reached the same temperature. So the cup warms my hand, the molecules in my hand move faster, and eventually the cup cools down, my hand warms up, and eventually they find that they're at the same temperature. Okay, heat isn't a thing. It comes from other forms of energy. The sun can change nuclear energy into light and heat energy. A fire can change chemical energy into heat energy. An electrical device can change electrical energy into heat energy, like how my projector gets hot. And kinetic energy, which is motion, can be changed into heat energy too, through friction. So just rub your hands together and you can see or feel how friction creates heat. Okay. There are primary and secondary sources of heat. Primary sources are heat producers, and they produce their own heat. So we have, let's just write this down here, we have heat sources, and then we have a primary heat source, and then we have a secondary source. Okay, primary sources are heat producers, and a secondary source is heated by a producer. Okay, like an empty Coke can, if it's left in the sun, it will warm up. The sun is the primary heat source, and the Coke can is the secondary heat source because it is warmed by the sun. Okay, that's all I've got for you today. So remember to go online, click the link, and you can summarize the video and then ask another question if there's something that you want clarified. Thanks, see you later, see you next time.